Welcome to the Bay Area Sports Report, and today I'm going to be showing you my 53-man roster for the 49ers as we from my early, this will be my 1.0 53-man roster as OTAs will begin very soonly, I think. I don't know when that date is, but it will begin soon as I will be showing you every position down to down and see going over every single position and see how they can contribute. So let's get right into it. For the quarterbacks, this is pretty simple. Brock Purdy, Mac Jones, and Curtis Rourke. I see this just in case if Mac Jones also, like Brock Purdy is an unknown question mark, which is why they kept Mac Jones, because you don't know if Brock Purdy is going to be healthy or not, or if he's going to have that same turf toe again. So, and I also added Curtis Rourke there just because Mac Jones kind of felt injured, especially during that Rams game, and I'm kind of worried if Mac isn't gonna play. So that's why I brought in Curtis Rourke just in case if he needs to do that. And there's no way he's gonna lose Adrian Martinez. I think he's just a great quarterback overall, and I think he's gonna be a great backup. But overall, Brock Purdy, I think he's probably gonna have a great season. He's gonna have a good season with the weapons he has. I mean, sure, one of his weapons is gonna be out until week 5, but which I'll get to later. But overall, he's gonna have a lot of good weapons. His offensive line is gonna be changed a teeny bit. I mean, it's kind of the same, but except for one position. But overall, I think Brock Purdy is going to have a great season. I think he's going to be very good. I think he needs to stay in the pocket a lot, according to what Clay Kubiak says during his interview. I mean, I don't hate that, but at the same time, I feel like Brock also needs to use his movement. Like you saw that in that Bears game, you needed that. He needed to move around, not stay in the pocket. Like that actually worked against the Bears, as you saw in that game. Like fine, like yeah, it's true. He needs to stay in the pocket. I agree with that, but I don't want him to do that all the time. He needs to be getting out just a little, kind of. Just use his legs just a little, just in case if he just can't find anyone open and just be like the Brock Purdy from the Chicago game. But I think Brock Purdy overall is gonna have a great season. Do I think he's gonna have an MVP season? I'm not exactly sure on that, but we'll see. I mean, we'll have to see if he does, but I'm confident in Brock Purdy on him doing great. Next is the running backs, as Christian McCaffrey is going to be the starting running back as always. Kalen Black is number 2. Jordan James is RB3. Now was adding Isaac Guerrero on here, but I do realize that James does have a chance, and Guerrero really never had a shot, and a lot of people are saying Guerrero might get traded or released. So I'm going to stick with Jordan James just because he was in his first year last year, and it's not fair for him to just be pulled out in his second year. So except for one player, which I'll talk about, but I feel like he's gonna be good. But Kalen Black, I think he's he's pretty good. Like during those drills in the running back, like you can see from some of the videos, like he was very good on some of the passing games. Like he hasn't passed in a while. Like he hasn't received any like receiving yards just because they haven't used him that Indiana didn't use him on that. He was more for like running, but I think he's going to be a great RB2. I think he's just going to contribute. I think the good news is I think Kalen Black could be having some carries in place of Christian McCaffrey, and I'm grateful that Shanahan is finally going to be having McCaffrey use the round break because the one thing on the offense, don't get me wrong, Christian McCaffrey's a great guy. He's still good. He got 1,000 yards. He was good on receiving, but I just don't want to use him that much. Like he's about entering his age like 30, and you can't use him that much on like receiving and rushing. Like he just gets injured too much. Like even his like not even like his crazy workouts, like that isn't gonna do anything. So I just think that I just hope they're gonna use Kalen Black and Jordan James for the carries. They just have to I think Shanahan just has to find a way to use those guys. But overall, I think this running back is going to be great, and Kyle Juszczyk still dominant as always. Next is the receiver room. It's very different, as you could say goodbye to, as I call it, the diva era of the 49ers, which is Debo, Jawan, and Ayuk, like they were great players. Don't get me wrong, but Brandon Ayuk asked for money after he got his contract. Too petty. Debo wanted money, was kind of chubby. No offense to Debo Samuel, and didn't play good. Was traded to the Washington Commanders. Jawan Jennings asked for too much money, waited a long time, and finally signed with the Vikings, as you guys know that, for 1 year for 13 million, even though we offered him 17 million, which is much more, which I do not understand. But this is a very different receiver group. Mike Evans, the ex receiver, think he is old, but I think he's gonna be great. Ricky Pearsall, hopefully he can stay healthy. A lot of these guys are staying healthy, like McCaffrey and Brock Purdy. Juszczyk also, because he was also injured too for some reason. I don't know how. Christian Kirk injured also, but is a good player on third down. Jacob Cowing, I think, is probably gonna stay just because like Demarcus Robinson's on like his last year of contract, so there's like no need to have him there anymore. And he's talked a lot about, especially Brant Boyer on like punt returns, and Demarcus Robinson does not do kick returns or punt returns, so I think Cowing is gonna stay on this roster just for one more shot. If he doesn't do anything and he gets injured too much, then I think probably they'll sign a veteran wide receiver like next year. So probably like the same as Demarcus Robinson. And then Dezon Stribling, I think he's gonna be great. I just don't think Shanahan's gonna use him because Shanahan's rookies. He doesn't use them. Jordan Watkins, he was a rookie last year. He was very dominant, but then he got injured. He did came back, but Shanahan did not use them because he does not use rookie wide receivers, and he trusts on his veterans, even though it doesn't work exactly. Tight and then so overall, I think this receiver position is solid. It's not dominant as 2023, but it's a solid group. It's so overall it's pretty good. Next is tight ends. I don't have George Kittle on here. I have him in the IR or pup, which is right here. Like because I don't think like as much as I want Kittle back, don't get me wrong, I just don't want him to get injured. Like, and I think Jake Tonjes is doing a great job. Like as you could see with Jake Tonjes, like with Jake Tonjes, he hasn't been bad. Like last year, 293 5 touchdowns. He was that reliable guy. He doesn't have the 1,000 yards dominant yards per carry as George, but he is a good option for Brock Purdy, so I think he's good. Luke Farrell, blocking tight end, nothing much. Might be the future fullback for Kyle Juszczyk because a lot of people are talking about that. Kahili Dinkins, they're paying him like guaranteed money, the same as James Thompson Jr. I like this guy. Like his tape is solid. He's dominant in the red zone. Kind of, he's very good receiving yards. It's just he never produced that much, and he's a very good blocking tight end. I feel like he's better than Luke Farrell. Maybe as soon as George Kittle comes back, then they may get rid of Farrell because like Luke Farrell has never been good at receiving. He's more that just like blocking tight end. While with Dinkins, he's more that receiving and blocking tight end. Think of him as like an Njoku kind of but he's just never produced that much as Njoku. So, but overall, this tight end group is solid overall. Next is the offensive line. It just looks like the same group except for left guard. Trent Williams is still the same, still dominant, but kind of trending down a bit. Jake Brendel, you already know what I think about Jake. I do not like him, okay? But Dominic Pooney, very good last season. Colton McKissick, very big lead. And then I'm going to go with Carver Willis to start for this team because I believe in Carver Willis. I think he's going to be a great player. If he could somehow get off early and be very good in training camp along with OTAs and rookie minicamp, which is still going on, then I think he has a chance to be the starting left guard. Backup, Vidarian Lowe, solid left tackle option. Robert Jones, very good left veteran, just too injured. That's why I didn't add him on there. Brett Toth, good center. You could possibly put him at right guard. He played right guard earlier with the Eagles. And then Enriquez Cruz Jr. is also a very good player at right tackle. He's versatile at left tackle and right tackle, so it works out very well. So overall, this offensive line is solid. As you know, where's Connor Colby in this? I put him in my predicted practice squad. Look, I love Connor Colby. It's kind of hard to do that. I think Robert Jones might win this backup left guard just because he's experienced, he's good, he knows the system better. So I'm gonna go with Robert Jones on this. But overall, this offensive lineman group just looks the same, kind of. So I don't know if it's gonna be good, but it's gonna be okay in my view. Next is the D line. This has been really revamped. I don't have um Michael Williams on here. I have him on pup just because he's probably going to return week 3 or 4 later on, or week 5, same as George Kittle. So I think he's probably going to be there. As for the D line, Nick Bosa, Osa, man, that really rhymes. Alfred Collins, Romello Height, Cam Sample, CJ West, Grayson Halton, Sam Okuwanu, and Keon White. There is Makali Kamara, but he's I feel like Keon White and Samuel Guano, they have more pressures, and I feel like they're a bit better. They're more versatile. You can also add Samuel Guano like in the defensive tackle spot or the nose tackle. Like that's kind of good. I really love this defensive line. I think this D line is going to be very fantastic. Nick Bosa coming back. Osa Digizua, good pass rusher and run stuffer. Alfred Collins, I think he's going to have a big leap. Romello Height, very good player. Cam Sample, solid rotational piece. CJ West and Grayson Halton, very good defensive tackle. Sam Okuwano, very good player. And Keon White, I think he's rehabbing very well so far. Like you saw in that rehab video with Keon White. Like I think this defensive line, um, rotation is gonna be very good. I think this is gonna be a very good defensive line, and I think it'll make it better for the secondary. Next is the linebackers: Fred Warner, Drake Greenlaw, Nick Martin. I have Nick Martin starting. I believe in Nick Martin. Look, I get a lot of people are starting Luke Gifford or Jaden Duggar at Sam, but I think Nick Martin deserves a chance. At least I think his rookie year he just got off into a bad start. I think Nick Martin, I believe in him, and I think Raheem Morris can at least use him very well. I think I can see him using him as like Kaden Ellis or Troy Anderson possibly as those guys because I think he's a very good player. He has good speed also. Tatum Bethune, I just think he doesn't have. I mean, he could be a starter, but he just doesn't look like it. Kind of, in my view. Jane Duggar, just more of that special teams guy. I could see that, and then Luke Gifford is just a special team guy. Look, Luke Gifford is just not good. He just got burnt by the Rams, like in that second matchup that we had, and I don't want that. So, and I think Raheem Morris will probably see his highlights on that, on how he got so burnt. So it's kind of like the Oren Burks, but worse. Next is but overall this linebackers group is going to be very good. I just don't know about D Winners. I feel hurt on that, but if Nick Martin can somehow turn into like D Winners kind of where he's that the sideline guy with those tackles, then I think this linebacker class is going to be very good. Next is the cornerbacks class. This is probably the most stacked and experienced class along with the D line. Deontay Lenore, Ronaldo Green. I still believe that Ronaldo will win this job. And then Upton Stout. I just don't imagine him getting replaced after the season he had last season, which was very good. He just got better every game. Ephesians Prysock is going to be very good. A lot of people are comparing them to Richard Sherman, which is a bit overboard, but I could see it, though. Jack Jones, a very good veteran, I think, will very help this team. Is a very good player on special teams. Nate Hobbs, is a is was a tall cornerback was a cornerback 2 or a cornerback 1, even though he's supposed to be a slot corner. But I love this cornerbacks group. I think this is going to be a very good experience and good cornerback group overall. So this is going to be a great team. As for I'm going to talk about special teams before I talk about the real issue. Eddie Pinheiro, Jack Baumeister. I was going back and forth with Corliss Whitman or Jack Baumeister, but after reanalyzing myself, I think Baumeister might win this just because he's younger. Corliss Whitman is a journeyman, and I think having a young guy and Jack Baumeister from Texas, I think having that at least youngins the special teams because John Weeks is like 39, Eddie Pinheiro is like 30 or 31. I don't know. So it's it's best to like young that like Corliss Waitman. Look, he's experienced, yeah, and he has good hang time, but I like Jack Baumeister overall, and I think he's gonna be that. But who knows? This is my 1.0 53 man roster, so things may change overall, may change during OTAs and training camp. So we'll have to see. And then finally, the safety class, the safeties. I really don't like this. I really don't like this group. Malik Mustafa, don't get me wrong. Malik Mustafa, very good player. I don't not like that. Jair Brown, however, I don't like this. Okay, like he is not a very good player. Like I know like people are saying he's very good, but what you need from like a safety group is that you need a safety who's like second or first year kind of or like third year at least who's like a bit young, and then you need a veteran safety who is experienced, who knows how to pick people off, who's a ball hawk. Jair Brown is not that. Okay, like during his years, the only good year he's had was under Steve Wilkes, and he's not there anymore. There's no status on him. I don't think he's coaching in football anymore. I don't think. I haven't seen any status on him yet. But I just don't like Jair Brown. Unless Marcus Siegel can somehow turn into a big leap. I think I like Siegel and what he does, but he's like Jair Brown. He just doesn't get picks, I guess. And he's just not he's hasn't been a ball hawk lately, but unless he can somehow develop into that. And then Saran Neal is just for special teams and special teams, so and so overall, and then for the practice squad, there's a lot of good players on this team. There are a lot of invites, also running backs, receivers. I also removed but overall this team is looking very interesting overall. I hope this team will at least do a good job, and I think it's going to be a big lead for this team. I'm really confident in the cornerbacks and the defensive linemen, the receivers, the running backs, the offensive line should at least help a little, and then hopefully Brock Purdy can have a great season. But overall, this I think the Niners will be okay. We'll have to see what their schedule is. I think it's coming out this week, so I may make a video later on that. So, but make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below and make to see if you like this content. And this is Rady from Bay Area Sports Report, signing off.